So today I'm going to be looking at some indicators implying Bitcoin is at least very close to the bottom, if not at it currently. And I found some things that no one really seems to be talking about, that I'm going to be going over just some metrics here. Also going to be going over short-term price action and checking in on some altcoins that I've previously discussed. So starting off, today we haven't really seen much happen. Kind of surprising, honestly, though there was a little bit of volatility, but not really, as much as I expected. I mean, we had the BBWP going to turquoise and then come up to green as we saw this positive move on the 4 hour. I actually missed my target here, but it did manage to come down a bit. If we look on the 1 hour, volatility is like extremely low. Hasn't been this low for quite a while now, not since about the 7th of May, about 2 weeks ago, which is pretty important to know. I think currently probably going to be looking at downwards movement. I'd say kind of like that to this support point here, because the momentum here is in the red and then volatility is kind of swinging down here, and there's a good chance it'll come up here, and once volatility increases, I think most likely it will come down, especially after this little positive move. If I just take that away, is it not gonna let me? Oh, there we go. On the 1 day, volatility isn't flashing anymore. It's starting to come down. It's actually orange now on the BBWP, and we've also seen a cross there on stochastic momentum, which is pretty interesting. I think that could imply potentially another downwards move as well in the short term. So there's that to bear in mind. And by the way, if we do see downwards momentum today, I think we're probably gonna at least hit this support line here at about 27,700. I'd assume we're gonna test that if we do come down, and potentially go even lower if we were to hit there, maybe down to as low as 23 and 24k within the next few weeks. I think if we broke that line. But there's some positive news, to be fair. Oh, it's actually jumping up a bit, I think, on the 1 hour. Might be breaking. Yeah, if it does actually break above the support line, I'd want to see it come up to here, and then kind of test this area, and then keep going up to about 32-ish K around here, which might actually be doing right now, which is good to see. Now for options, I do want to look at some implied volatility and things. If you just give me a moment, let me find the chart. Here we go. So this is quite interesting. Variance premiums at minus 14 now. It's starting to roll over. What does this mean? It means buying puts and calls is starting to get more affordable. They are still overpriced though, as you can see, because it's still negative, and you've got actual volatility there is above implied volatility. That's important to note. I'd probably say right now be careful with buying options. Premiums are just very high. Volatility, of course, is still very high. I think if we look as well, at the money implied volatility, this is, if you look, it's actually gone up a little today, which is quite interesting. And if you look at skew there as well, that's actually come down today, at least on the shorter term expiration dates, which is, I think, pretty important to know. It's kind of it for Bitcoin's short-term price action, though. I think, yeah, we're just looking at some support lines now. I'm not really sure what it's going to do within the next couple of days. I think it looks like it'll probably just still maybe range for the next few days before we see any kind of big move, especially, after such a big move here. I think it will just continue to consolidate as it has been doing for about past about a week now. But I think if nothing really happens by Friday, I think over the weekend, I'd assume nothing would happen because we never really get a lot of volume over the weekend, so there probably won't be enough volume to cause it to have like a significant move. So yeah, just most likely consolidation. But so moving on, I know a lot of people are talking currently about the Bitcoin dip on the long term, and I wanted to look into some like long-term indicators that I found that I'm really doesn't seem to be anyone else talking about them. So I do want to show these if I can just find them. So I think, oh shit, no, hold on, I had them in my notes. Prices and then BVIN. Give me a second. Yeah, here we go. Got a very low reading there. We haven't had a significant move up like here for a while. I think that's pretty important to take note of. The last time we've had it this low was back in February, and we saw a pretty, if I just go back to February here, we saw a pretty big move after, the start of February, about 20% move there. So I think that's quite important to take note of. And then also more importantly, that I haven't seen anyone look into, if I can actually find this one as well. There's many things here. I think it's Bitcoin on-chain metrics. It's to do with miner revenue right now. Here we go. Right, so if we look here, if you look on you can tell from the 3 month there, that it's, very, very low. This is miner revenue per, I think that's terahertz per second. I don't really know, but if you look on the 12 month, it's at an all-time low this year. And if we look over at all time, it hasn't really been this low since like late 2020, right? I think around kind of like October, November, and if we look at what happened in October, November of 2020, well, that was about here for this absolutely massive move of several 100%, right? I think that's really important to take note of. Now, the validity of this indicator for price action, I think, is debatable, but it's still very interesting to see that daily miner revenue is this low. Now, of course, I think it does trend down over time, but miners generally profit less in bear markets and profit more in bull markets because, of course, the price is higher in a bull market, and they're making more money. I think also somewhere I found that there's a lot of money moving into exchanges, which I think is very interesting. I forget where I found this. There's a lot of good stuff here, by the way. I recommend you check it out. It's The Block Crypto. There's a lot of good on-chain metrics here. I think, it's also quite important to take note of here. Bitcoin annualized daily basis, this is also very low. As you can see there, Ethereum funding rates is up. I mean, we are looking at Bitcoin, but they are, they're pretty related. If I look at yeah, if I look to Bitcoin on-chain metrics, somewhere here. Nah, it's pretty unorganized, I mean, not gonna lie. But it's basically is indicate around here somewhere, that says that exchanges have received a recent influx of USD. Oh, it's here. Here we go. Found it finally. Right, so looking over the past 3 months, I think the most important thing to take note of is look at USDT. So it really started climbing there on about, I think it's the 10th or the 5th. So if I go ahead and check here, 10th of the 5th was around here. This is when Bitcoin was near the bottom of, or at least this dump so far. And that's when money really started piling in, and it's really gone up. It's gone from $1.16 billion there, peaking over $5 billion. Now, what can you take from this? Well, you know, if there's more money in exchanges, then you could argue that there is more money that can go into long positions on Bitcoin and raise the demand and therefore the price, right? I think that's a very good metric actually. Now, to be fair, at the same time though, do also have a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum coming into the markets, but there is more tether, right? And you could argue that, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum is coming in to the exchanges because people want to sell it. So it just depends what you conclude from this. But I think since USDT, there's more of it coming in, I think that you can conclude that, you know, this could be an indicator that within the next couple weeks, we could see some pretty major volume that could cause a big push. Maybe next few months, people might, you know, wait for a big push before they start putting their money in. We'll see. But I just think it's a very, very interesting to take note of. And then just wanted to gloss over altcoins. So I just wanted to look into Link and Aragon. Nothing much. So Link is very low here. I think Bitcoin might dip again, but especially for a long-term investment, I'd recommend go for it, because if we go on the 4 hour, from these kind of peaks, it's down about 11% there. Which if we see Link kind of return to these levels, you know, although you're only saving 11% there, when it starts getting to a few 100%, saving 10% on your entry price can mean you can make like another 100% on once Chainlink kind of gets into these areas. I think it'll you know, it's a very high chance it'll come back to at least about $16 by the end of the year. And then Aragon as well, I think took a bit of a dip today. No, hold on, it's the wrong thing. Yeah, Aragon dipped a lot. We had a really good day yesterday actually. I think it was up 17% at one point, but it's really dipped here, which is a good thing, because if you haven't yet bought it, you know, it's looking like a good time to buy. Especially since there's a lot of on-chain metrics showing that on a macro scale, Bitcoin is at or very close to a low. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will